3.
Hello, my dear students and viewers. I am Birajini Samantaray from Aryavati Careers Academy. Present you today social science, that is United Nations organization. So we should think that already we have completed two biggest world wars, 1918 to 1914 to 1918 and 1939 to 45. After Second World War, it was thought, no, whole world, the whole world wants a changes such as permanent peace. That's why, by keeping these things in the mind, the particular leaders countries and 50, near about 50 countries representatives, they gathered in San Francisco and they signed the charter of one international organization whose name is United Nations Organization. United means Union of Nations. United Nations, Union of Nations. So, just I want to give the introduction. Just after Second World War over and so many destructions were done to maximum countries. Those countries who are directly or indirectly involved in a World War II. And they gathered in San Francisco, California, and near about to representatives were 50 countries. So, in 1945, just after World War II, the ruined countries of the world made a conference in San Francisco, California, in USA, represented by 50 countries. So, it is taken that how United Nations organization was formed. 1945 World War II was completed with Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombarded by America. Then the most of the countries, those who were directly or indirectly involved, they came to think there should be one organization, international organization must be made to prevent further wars, main thing, and to maintain peace. So it was taken, this conference had taken near about 2 months, April to June. It was taken conference was taken two months, April /24th April to 25th June, and a draft for an international organization to be set up and in the month of 24th October and on 24th October 1945, the new international organization was set up. As United Nations organization. countries where the United Kingdoms, the USA, United States of America, China, and USSR, and other 25 countries were the signatories. Of it. So, at last, 24th October 1945, this conference had taken one result. That result was the drafting of the one new world organization, and that was taken 2 months, and it was specially those dignitaries and representative countries were there. Main countries were the United Kingdom or Britain, the Great Britain, United States of America or USA, USSR at that time, United Soviet Socialistic and Republic Russia, and China. These main 4 delegates were there. Also France was there, and other 24 countries were signatories of this draft of United Nations Organization. So, these signatories made this drafting of this organization UN Charter. It is called as United Nations Charter. They signed signatories of it, United Nations Charter. So, then this international organization was set up. So, we will see why 1945 month of April to October, why these big superpowers of whole world hankering after one organization, some reasons are there. They wanted mostly peace to be existed in whole world. No more third world war should be there to devastate whole world. So we will go through the particular points that what were the reasons of a United Nations organization's birth and setup. Let us see the reasons or the main points, causes of a setup United Nations organization. Reasons. For the setup UNO. So, if you will see what are the reasons, what are the causes to think about set up in one new organization, one new international organization, to set up, so many causes were there, reasons were there. One was the disastrous war, the failure of a League of Nations, fear of third world, division of the world into two blocks, destructive weapons. How to restrict destructive weapons, disasters of wars. Was second, failure of League of Nations. Third, fear of Third World War. Fourth is the whole world was divided into super powers blocks. Fifth was disasters, weapons. Or destructive weapons. So, we will disastrous war. If you will see disastrous wars, that was point number 1. War. The World War first 1914 to 1918 and 19. World War II 1939 to 1945. So, these two world wars, especially 1914 to 1918 and 19, as well as 1939 World War II, 1939 to 1945. These two world wars specially spoiled, ruined whole world directly or indirectly connected to it. It was one devastated period and brought Arabs of human beings, destructed, ruined, killed in this world war. The same time, the properties of different nations were ruined. Millions of people were missed. Millions of people were disabled. And those who were winning powers, they were allied powers. And the central powers, those who were defeated, both of the parties, along with the whole world, the situation was, they suffered a lot. There was no meaning of winning party or defeated party. All of them lost the people, lost the properties, lost the wealth. Humanitarian point of view, lost the humanitarian point of view. And especially they used inhumanitarian weapons. What was not only killed, it was threatened to whole world. So, when after First World War, the Treaty of Versailles was made, there it was one seed was planted for Second World War. And in the Second World War, though the then President of USA, Mr. Roosevelt, wanted to check the aggressive movement of Japan. Japan did not listen. Instead of listening, the then president of America, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor of United Nations, United States of America. And America did not want to drag towards the Second World War. It was the important cause of United States of America dragged into World War II. And World War II, the Second World War was completed when America dropped 2 atom bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki of Japan. So these devastated millions and millions, crores of people were killed, crores of people were injured, crores of people were missed. After that, Woodrow Wilson, the name was the Prime Minister of Britain, the PM Prime Minister of UK, Mr. Woodrow Wilson the then Prime Minister of Britain was Woodrow Wilson. At that time he thought, and he had taken the head of the other countries, maybe president or prime minister of different countries, president of China, president of USSR, the prime minister of France, and the prime minister of UK. They made one plan to bring one permanent peace in whole world, not to invite one more war to destroy whole world once again. That's why this was the first reason, disasters of wars, First World War and Second World War, made one fear to the leaders of big powers countries. They thought over the humanitarian point of view, how to check, how to control these destructive world wars, not to further entry in this part of whole world. That's why it was the first reason. The disasters were First World War and Second World War. Let us see the second reason. Point number 2, failure of League of Nations. Failure of League of Nations. League of Nations. Actually, we will see when 1918 and 19, it was First World War was completed. ruling party, especially the League or the Allied powers, they thought to make one international organization, and it was made. League of Nations was made as one international organization, League means group of nations. So that was the international organization. It worked for 1922 to 1939. It failure for League of Nations. League of Nations was set up in Paris Peace Conference. They made the conference, the winning powers, allied powers, they made one conference how to check that further war. They made one international organization. What was the name? The League of Nations. It was the name of that international organization to maintain the peace and to stop that further war. But it was a great failure. Why the League of Nations was a failure? Cause of failure. Cause of the failure of League of Nations. Number one, it had no own defense department. It depended upon members countries. This when the failures of League of Nations is explained. Main thing, why the League of Nations was in failure, main cause was there. There was no permanent and own defense department in League of Nations. League of Nations had no permanent and own defense department. It had depended upon the membership countries. Point number 2. The makers of League of Nations broke the laws of League of Nations. Next, point number 3. No power restricted Japan, Germany and Italy. So, what condition, which treaty, which conditions were signed by defeated party and winning party? All these points were in standstill position. Nobody cared for one organization to whom the allied powers, victorious powers set up. They had gone against that particular organization. At that time, when Japan, Germany and Italy, they started their devastating actions as making terrorism, and all the rules and the regulations of League of Nations were blocked, were controlled and blocked. And at that time, League of Nations was only one organization without support of the makers, and it was obvious, it was natural. That type of organization must not be work for a long period. That's why this failure. Germany and Japan, Italy, they broke the laws, broke the treaty, and they did not obey the rules and the regulations. Even England and France also united with Japan at that time. So the makers were the breakers of League of Nations. That's why League of Nations was a failure. So due to this international organization, what was set up in 1920, it was continued up to 1939, was a great failure. That's why the great powers of whole world, they thought about another international organization to maintain peace and to control and stop further war or further wars. So it was the second reason of failure of League of Nations. Let us see third point. The whole world was divided into super power blocks. Super two power blocks. So just after point number 4, the whole world was divided into divided into two super power blocks. Just after Second World War, the ideologies difference were there. So USSR, the USSR totally captured the Eastern Europe, and it was ideological differences. It was communist ideology, it was based on communist ideology and socialist pattern. And the European countries and the USA, they were the democratic countries, and people's rule, and it was the profitable business of them. They did not want that equal distribution of our economy. That's why one side capitalist group, another side socialist group of economy came into exist. So we will see at that time USSR, one side, one block, was led by USSR, which controlled, which was based upon socialist pattern of economy. By controlling most East Europe countries. The other block was led by USA, based on capitalist along with other European powers. was called as Cold War. Cold War. Though Second World War was completed in 1945, again the whole world was threatened by this Cold War. We will understand what is the meaning of a Cold War. The Cold War was between two ideologies, two groups of ideologies. One was a socialist pattern or communist ideology, and others was the capitalist economy. You should understand what was that difference of socialist pattern of economy. Socialist pattern of economy is there. All the profits should be shared by the members of a country. All these agricultural lands and industry should come under state government. There was one government. There must be one government for socialist or communist country. There is no other power, no other political parties. And all the economic was divided among the people equally. It was welfare of the working class. That's why it, especially labor section, it was given the specially one position was given the proletariat class and labor sections, and it was that was fear, and for which violence, if violence was required, this Karl Marx theory, it was dependent upon Karl Marx theory, and to maintain one better proletariat class, snatch away the power and properties from capitalists, few capitalist people, and scatter among the labor sections. It was the biggest fear towards the democracy of capitalist countries. Most of the countries, USSR changed. 1917 to 21, it was Russia was governed by Russia was changed into United Soviet Socialistic and a Republic country. Only one party nation, and it changed the Eastern European countries and controlling them. Balkan countries, Yugoslavia, Romania, next Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, Ukraine, Poland, so many Eastern powers were under the USSR, and it was further moving to Central Europe. So to check that this capitalist group, the democracy, direct or indirect democracies, USA and other European countries wanted to check Russia's or USSR advance. Again, to check it, they made one capitalist group that was headed by USA. How to control the advance of USSR in Europe and the whole world. To give a control, USA-based capitalist ideologies, they made one block, and these supreme two blocks once again threatened whole world to make one third world. This was called as a Cold War. Due to this, the ideological differences, the capitalist country means profits were gone to industrialists, and those dealing those in those name the lands were there. But there was all the industries were under the state government. Here the individuals control that industries and the properties. So there are two thoughts, one socialist thought and one capitalist thought. One is the violence and another was a non-violence democracy. That communist ideologies and socialist ideologies was one big enemy to democracy. That's why once again world was divided into two power blocks, and this threatens of third world was called as a Cold War. Due to this, the United Nations organization was set up. It was the fourth cause. Let us see the fifth cause. Fifth cause. Disaster weapons. Or destructive disasters or destructive weapons. Or destructive weapons. So, in Second World War and First World War, destructive weapons were there. Nuclear powers were obtained by some big powers. So, we will see in Second World War what was happened. Japan is one small island, but it was given after First World War. Japan was rapidly increased its military power, naval power and air force, and different weapons and nuclear weapons also. And it was started in its imperialism. And when it started its imperialism, it was one threat to the capitalistic countries. And terrorist activities by force, it started imperialism in Pacific Ocean, especially in eastern part of Pacific Ocean. It was taken Koreas and other countries into its own positions and devastated them and exploited them in an inhuman basis. That's why the then President Mr. Roosevelt of United States of America wrote one letter to the then Emperor of Japan to stop that destructive terrorism in the whole world. The Emperor of Japan did not listen him, rather the Emperor instructed to invade Pearl Harbor of USA. Japan invaded Pearl Harbor of USA by dropping atom bomb. So, when Japan dropped atom bomb on the Pearl Harbor of USA, at that time USA entered in World War II. And Japan was in the side of Central Power. USA joined in Allied Power. In 1945, Germany was surrendered. But Japan didn't. USA dropped two atom bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. To close the war. So, if you will see, USA in 1945, in 1945, USA dropped two atom bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And Nagasaki of Japan. To conclude, World War II. So, America did not want to join in World War II. But due to Japan's brutal action and terrorist expansion, dropping the atom bomb in Pearl Harbor of America, America was forced to enter in World War II. And everything was going against the Central Powers, and Hitler's Nazi party committed suicide, and Italy fascist leader was shot dead by its own people. Japan did not surrender. That's why America wanted and dropped also 2 atom bombs, devastating, destructive atom bombs, and Hiroshima in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and concluded the war. So, not to how to go away, how to not use of destructive weapons to control the weapon. United Nations organization purpose was there, how to control over the destructive weapons. What was nuclear powers, how to stop. That's why United Nations organization was made. So, my dear student and viewers, today I discussed with you the introduction and causes of United setup of international organization, United Nations organization. In my next video, I will give you further informations. Thank you. Goodbye.